Hola familia de Freim TV, yo soy Kenia y estoy muy contenta porque el día de hoy nos encontramos con MISSIO. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm super happy to be sharing with you and diving into the world of skeleton. So the first thing I want to ask you is how skeleton part 4 it's different from the previous parts.
Yeah, so our approach to skeletons is we I don't know if you're familiar with 5 or 10 years ago, everybody was doing electronic remixes of the same song. And so this is our approach like a remix without it being electronic. It's more cinematic and stripped down. And we really tried to let the lyrics speak because in our big songs, a lot of the production is big drums, big synths, big guitars, things like that. And these we strip all that away and we just have acoustic guitar, just a piano, and then the melody and the lyric to kind of speak. And so the this specific skeletons I think was a little different because we have a cover on there from Deftones, which I think is really cool. Some of the previous skeletons we had full orchestra or four full quartets that did strings. This one there's less strings. It's a little bit more familiarized to like Mexican culture. There's a lot more just like Mexican instrumental elements in there. So um, I think it's really cool. I love just having a different version of some of our songs.
And talk about the cover. Why did you choose to feature this cover with a bird again? I think skeleton first part have a bird again, and now we have an eagle. If I don't wrong. So what do this creature represents for you? Why do you choose again a bird, a powerful bird, to represent this part?
We both love Deftones, and growing up, they were huge inspiration for us. And there's something about that Cherry Wave song specifically that when you hear the original from Deftones, amazing instrumentation and amazing guitars and melodies, but a lot of the times the lyrics, you don't fully pay attention because there's a lot of stuff going on. But I think the lyrics from that song are so great that we really wanted to strip it down so that you would focus more on that. And I love the feeling and the mood that they create with that song. And so this version that we do is a little bit more of a classical style piano with just the melody and the lyrics speaking, but it's one of my favorite Deftones songs, and it came out in a couple hours of just messing around on the piano, and we both were like, "That's the song. We have to do it."
You have a favorite cover now about this four part of a skeleton?
A favorite cover that we've done, or just like, what do you mean?
Don't.
Mm, we have another cover of Lana Del Rey, her song called West Coast, which I think is really cool. Not a lot of people know that we have that because it's a little slept on, but I would say my top two are the Deftones cover and the Lana Del Rey cover.
And the art of this material, can you tell us about it?
Of the Lana Del Rey one?
No, 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 about the skeleton part four.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, we love talking about duality in the world because
Mhm.
with everything there is this amazing beauty and elegance to life, but then there's also this really dark side of life too. And so we specifically when we're doing the Skeletons albums, we like to pick beautiful representations of like animals or birds or things that have this elegance to them. But then that we always have them tied to these strings as this element of like control that happens a lot of times in the world with political organizations or religious organizations, like these big, powerful entities that kind of come and try to get their hands on people. And so that's kind of the representation that we provide with these covers is this beautiful, dark elegance, but also this like element of control too that a lot of times people feel.
And about the new versions that you got it with these songs, what did you love most of transforming these songs into acoustic versions?
Hmm.
I think it's more romantic, nostalgic, but scary too. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I definitely agree. When you when we write a song and we love it so much, I think the tendency or the fear is that if we try to reapproach that same song differently, that we'll kind of lose what initially was on the real song. And so there's a fear to that. But then there's also an excitement too, because we could land on something that we think is even better than the original a lot of times in its own way. So it's always really cool to hear the same melody, just approached differently. Maybe we change the chords, maybe we change it from a major song to a minor song to make it feel more dark or cinematic or
Mhm.
something like that. So there's like a cool balance of sometimes not being sure where a song's going to end up, but then other times that new version ends up being cooler to me than the original in certain elements, which there's like a fine balance there, but it's always fun to find that out.
And I watch a post on Instagram, and you talk about the child, and how do you feel if your child watch the files out the concert? So I'm talking about cherry waves. What do you think your inner child will have said upon hearing it?
That's a great question. I think that my inner child would be so proud of my adult version because I remember when I was a kid and I always thought that everything was the end of the world. If there was anything bad happened to me, it was like the end of the world. And I wish that I could have told myself or gone back and seen this version of myself to just tell that little version of myself like everything is fine. The things that you stress about, you will never even remember in the future. It won't even be a consideration on your mind. But I think it would be so proud of my adult version, which makes me like feel so loved in a lot of ways.
And speaking to the same inner child, how would you describe the I Am Cinco tour and your show in Mexico and all the great things that are you made and the things that are you visit, the countries, the people, all the music can take you.
I never thought in a million years that I would be able to go travel the world. Not even just travel the world, but because of music specifically, because of the songs that I've been a part of writing, that those would resonate with people all over the world, help them, impact them to a place to where they would want to see those songs performed live. And I think that that younger child version would be so fucking stoked to know
Yes.
what's in his future because again it's like when you're growing up you feel like everything is the end of the world because you just don't have enough life experience yet. And so I think the most exciting thing outside of the traveling and all the cool experiences is the fact that the music is impacting people, helping people, changing people to have different better mindsets that are more hopeful. um, and so to me I couldn't ask for anything more than that, which is amazing.
I love it. And finally, what are some reasons to listen Skeletons Part 4 to the people that it's begin to near your music, your project? So, what are these reasons?
To me, they feel very much like movie-esque almost. It's like a great soundtrack to your life. And so I think that if you just put them on as you're walking down the street, especially in Mexico City right now, it's rainy season. There's lots of like
Mhm.
fogginess and lots of rain vibes. And I think to be able to have the EP Skeletons Part 4 as your soundtrack as you're walking down the street, walking to work, I think it will make you be more in your environment, if that makes sense.
And please invite the audience of Freim TV to check your project, to follow you, and give you a lot of love.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, any of those. You can go to at MISSIO Music, or you can go to our website, missiomusic.com, but you can find us on all the social media stuff. And then obviously, if you listen to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, whatever, we're on all the platforms.
Thanks a lot. And we can go to the quick round. It's
Okay.
the game. Okay. Say the first word that comes to mind when you hear skeletons.
Beautiful.
Sabrina Carpenter.
I don't know Sabrina Carpenter very much, to be honest. I've only listened to like one song. I would say controversial because I've been hearing a lot of things recently in the news about her. So controversial.
Vibrations.
Good vibrations.
Sublime.
Amazing band.
Rock.
Yeah.
Aztec Death.
Whistle for sure. Go listen to our song Aztec Death Whistle.
Edward Cullen.
What was the last one?
Edward Cullen from Twilight.
Oh, Seattle, Pacific Northwest. Vampire vibes.
And Mexico.
The best country in the world.
Um, movies.
My favorite is A Ghost Story. If you're unfamiliar, it's a movie by David Lowery, and it's one of the best movies of all time.
I cry a lot when I watch it.
You know that movie?
Yes.
Yes, I talk to so many people and they say, "What's your favorite movie?" And I always say A Ghost Story, and they're like, "Oh, I've never heard of it." So it's rare that I find somebody that actually knows about it. It's an amazing movie.
I think the scene of the note break my heart. It's so sad.
When there's that scene where she's eating the pie on the floor and
Oh,
you
yes.
experience her, but it's like 7 minutes long and you just experience her grief. It's like one of the most profound moments in a film that I've ever seen.
I love it. I love it. And finally, Billion.
Billion? I want $1 billion.
And please help me to say goodbye with this sign and say bye.
Okay.
Say
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you so much. I'm Matthew from MISSIO. Go listen to this full interview.
Ready. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Great interview. I appreciate it.